Do you struggle with letting go? David R. Hawkins says that surrendering is the surest route to total fulfillment. I've been reading this book, Letting Go by David R. Hawkins, and it has really helped shift my mind and help me understand consciousness and letting go and surrendering even more. I was led to this book at the bookstore. I was like trying to find which book that I wanted, and I knew that I was meant to find something, and then I locked eyes with this letting go, and I was like, oh, the universe wants me to let go. To me, I used to perceive that the universe wanted me to let go of the thing that I desired, but I came to find out that the universe wasn't asking me to let go or that I couldn't have the thing that I desired. It was asking me more so to surrender the thing that I want to the universe and trust that it's all happening for me in the background, that the universe is aligning me vibrationally with the thing that I desire. So not only is the universe working with me, but it's working with the thing that I want in the background. And so I don't have to let go in the sense of that it's not for me. That desire within you is planted in you for a reason. I truly do believe that. Like, you wouldn't feel so strongly about something if it wasn't meant for you, if you weren't already meant to have it. And talking about future timelines, I believe that there's already a timeline out there of my future, because time isn't linear. It's all happening in the now. It's all happening simultaneously. The past, the present, the future is all happening in the now. So the universe wasn't saying that I couldn't have those things. It was saying that I needed to surrender and trust in the divine timing of the thing. And as I've experienced this, I've witnessed this more confidence, and the signs and synchronicities are aligning, and I can vibrationally see my own self shifting into the timeline, into the reality that I desire, and it's truly amazing. As I was reading this book, I realized that I wanted to share my own takeaways from each chapter, from each little section, because there's a wealth of knowledge in this book that needs to be shared. And I got to be careful with copyright about reading too much from the book, but I want to share my takeaways and the things that I highlighted so that I can maybe help you too by sharing what I've learned from this book. Today, I'm going to be going over the foreword because I already found so much interesting stuff that I want to talk about in the foreword. It was written by Fran Grace. And Fran Grace is a professor of religious studies and steward of the Meditation Room, University of Redlands, California, founding director, Institute for Contemplative Life, Sedona, Arizona, June 2012. And this freaked me out because I was reading this book, I was on the relationship section, which was like so good. And then I felt called to reread the book. Like, I felt called to reread the book from the first pages. I'm like, this is weird. Because I don't usually do that when I haven't even finished it. It was just very weird. And so I listened to that calling, that inkling, and I saw that he was from Sedona, Arizona. And the weirdest thing about this is that in June, which it said June, I'm going to Sedona, Arizona for a spiritual retreat. And then I felt called to look back at David Hawkins' author description, right? And I decided to look him up online. I felt really just drawn to do it. And he died on September 19th in Sedona, Arizona. And September 19th is such a significant number for me. And Sedona, Arizona is where I'm going, and there's been a lot of fear coming up for me around this trip because it's my first solo trip, and I'm scared and I'm nervous, and I know that fear is what I have to overcome in order to step into my dream reality. Seeing all these signs and synchronicities reminds me that I am on the right path. When all this happened, I was just like, my mind was blown. Have you ever had any signs or synchronicities when your mind is just blown? Because mine was blown. And then I did this other like confirmation thing with my tarot cards, and like I asked for a specific card to come out, and I was like, slap me in the face, universe, prove to me that this shit is real, show me. And it literally slapped me in the face because that exact card came out. And like, I don't even know how to describe that. I don't even know how to explain that. And I just literally was like crying in the corner, crying in the corner of pure joy, of pure happiness, knowing that everything that I've been working towards it's real. Like, it's all real, and it's being shown to me, and it's being proven to me through the signs and synchronicities. I vibrationally aligned with the life that I desire in the 5D. I'm in union in the 5D, right? Because I can vibrationally feel it, and it's proven to me. And so I know that it is morphing, it is happening in my 3D, it is coming to life in my 3D, it is birthing in my 3D. And like, I know this sounds crazy or weird or bro, but I've been studying this stuff, and it's all really real, bro. And it's crazy cool, right? It's so awesome. And I was literally just crying in the corner of pure just joy and excitement for the life that I've always dreamed of. It's here, it's in the now, and I've aligned with it, and I know that it's all happening for me, and it's only a matter of time, like, and just allowing the universe to surprise me in the most unexpected and cool ways. And so when you start seeing these signs and synchronicities that are literally undeniable, and it freaks you out and it makes you cry, and it's like awesome, that's when you know you've vibrationally aligned with the life that you desire, and you're on the path. And each time, I mean, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be fears that you have to overcome continuously, right? I'm scared to travel solo, but I'm doing it, and I'm going for it, and I'm so excited, and I know that I'm divinely protected because of all these signs and synchronicities that I've been seeing. So that was just kind of a little story that I wanted to share based upon the Sedona, Arizona, because it's so exciting for me to actually witness. I talked about how this channel was about creating my dream reality. Well, I'm witnessing all the signs and synchronicities aligning, and I'm vibrationally aligned with that life that I desire. And so it's so exciting. And I'm grateful to be on this journey, and I'm grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for all the comments and likes and supports that you guys always give me. And it makes me feel so loved and cherished and seen. And I'm so grateful that I get to share the knowledge that I've been learning to help other people, because this knowledge, it has changed my life. It has made me create a life worth living, and I'm living that heaven on earth. I'm embodying that unconditional love and Christ consciousness, and I feel alive. I feel truly free, and I feel loved by the world, by the universe, and by myself. So let's dive into the highlights that I made in the foreword by Fran Grace. So this book provides a mechanism by which to unlock our innate capacities for happiness, freedom, joy, unconditional love, beauty, creativity. These states, these emotions, these feelings, these capacities are all within us. They do not depend on any external circumstances. They do not require a belief in any religious system. No single group or system owns inner peace. Inner peace belongs to the human spirit. And he points out that the universal message of every great spiritual teacher is that the kingdom of heaven is within you. He mentions that David Hawkins says this frequently: what you are seeking is not different from your very own self. And I can really wrap my brain around that, because a long time for me, I was on a journey back to myself. That self within me, that power within me. I was on a journey to my authentic self, to fearlessly embracing my authentic self for who I truly am, despite what anyone else thought, what anyone else was telling me I needed to do with my life. I had to listen to that higher version of me, my authentic self, for what I wanted to do with my own life, what I felt called to do, what I felt drawn to do, because that is my higher purpose here. That is what I'm meant to do. And so a lot of the time I got so caught up to listening to other external advice from adults, therapists, parents, friends, family, I was taking advice from other adults who I admired, or I was paying for therapy, and it was just like their advice was supposed to be better than mine, right? For some reason I put their advice on a pedestal, which is what a lot of us do. We see these people, I mean, even in self-help, even in spirituality, we put these people on a pedestal, but we are equal. Even Jesus was like, anything that I can do, you can do better. We all have that same power within us. We all are capable of stepping into our most authentic versions of that higher self, of that power within us. Fran also brings up, if the kingdom of heaven is within us, why do we often feel like hell? And I've talked about this in previous videos of mine, that I was creating my own hell and I had no idea, like no idea at all. But I was stuck in a loop of depression and not wanting to be here because I was living a life that didn't align with my purpose or my authentic self. I was being a character everyone else wanted me to be. Thus far, it was a world that I didn't want to live in. I wasn't happy because I was trying to be this character everyone else wanted me to be to make them happy, but not to make me happy, right? And through realizing my thoughts and my own life and what I actually wanted for my life, what made me happy, discovering, but everything was happening for me because all of that time I spent figuring out what I don't want, it allowed me to understand what I do want. And so the more that I figured out what I do want, I got more specific and more specific and more specific with what I do want. And so I started creating a life that felt fulfilling and joyful and like heaven on earth to me. So it's important to realize, when are you happy with your life? Like, are you living a life that feels joyful and fun and fulfilling? If you're not, start figuring out what would make you feel good. What do you feel like your purpose here is? And a lot of the time, finding your purpose comes from finding what lights you up, acting on your highest excitement, figuring out what you do want for your life. With David Hawkins' clinical and professional experience, because he was a psychiatrist, he believes that surrender is the surest way of total fulfillment. Many of us have been raised to believe that achieving success means hard work, and we've been ingrained that belief within us. So according to this view, success requires suffering. Sayings like no pain, no gain. Life actually isn't meant to be hard. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be easy. It's meant to be joyful. Like, it's like we've forgotten that because of the conditioning, because of how we've been conditioned to believe that success is hard, that it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of years. But that's you're conditioning yourself to believe that. But if you condition yourself to believe success comes easily to me, success is fun, it's a fun process. It lights me up to do the things that I'm passionate about, knowing that I'm going to be successful at it because I'm passionate about it, because it's fun. Rather than, oh, I gotta crank all these out and do all this hard work, give my entire life away to this. I gotta do all this hard work to be successful. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy work. It can be really fun. It can be super fun. It's shifting your belief and your mindset on this. And David Hawkins goes into this even more in later chapters, so I'm really excited to delve into that with you guys as well. What would it be like to utilize the mechanism of surrender instead of the mechanism of effort? And I feel like it's going to be more freeing, right? It's like you create these things and you surrender the outcome. You trust that it finds the right people, that the people who are a vibrational match to you, vibrationally aligned with you, who need to hear the message that you're sharing for that day. And when you start surrendering and letting go of the outcome of whatever you want and trusting that it's already done, it's already yours, it's going to happen, you just have to let go and surrender when it does happen and just keep showing up for yourself. But don't go crazy. Like, make sure, check in with yourself. Make sure, am I enjoying this? Am I still having fun? Does this feel like work to me now? Check in with yourself and see, is this lighting you up? Is it still bringing you joy? Am I putting too much effort into this in a sense where it's not fun anymore? Surrendering to doing what makes you feel happy and knowing that that's enough. That is enough. And that everything is happening for you and not to you. And things can happen in a day. Things can happen in an hour. Things can happen in a second for you. You just got to trust and surrender and believe and know that everything is happening for you. So Fran goes on to say that he's a changed person from this book. He read the Power vs. Force book. I haven't read that book yet. This was the first book that found me by David Hawkins. And I'm like, oh my God. But Fran said he would recommend this book now first for people to, and I mean, it's already changed my life. It's changed my perception on things, and that's why I have to share it. I feel called to do these chapter by chapter takeaways videos for you guys so that we can learn together. Fran says that through reading David R. Hawkins, it has helped him heal an addiction, let go of long-standing resentments, with the capacity to see the hidden gifts within the various life traumas. Anxiety disorder, self-acceptance, finding his life purpose, major breakthroughs at the physical and non-physical levels were concretely observable not only by myself but those around me. And I completely agree with this. I completely relate with this. For me, reading this book has opened up so much for me. It has unlocked so much for me. And through the other spiritual books that I've read, it has helped me heal like everything that I thought was wrong with me, right? All the mental stuff and the mind stuff, the mindsets and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It was my perception, it was my mindset, it was society and what we're believed to be normal, what we perceive to be right. It helped me let go of long-standing resentments. It helped me realize where I was holding grudges or I was keeping that old story stuck to the people in my life, and it didn't serve me. I realized that with the resentments that I was holding, I was withholding love from myself. And when I realized that, I had that epiphany, I swallowed my ego. I was like, wow. And I began saying, I love you to the people who I was holding that against because I didn't feel loved by them for who I was. And so by letting go of that resentment, it allowed for a better connection. It allowed for more love for myself. By letting go of that resentment that I held to the people, to the story of the past that doesn't even matter anymore. That old story isn't in my current reality anymore. And I don't want to draw that story of withholding love for myself into my now. And so I decided to swallow my ego and to let go of the resentments and to forgive and to make amends for the things that I've done and realize that I want more love in my life. I am deserving of more love in my life. I am deserving of positive, happy relationships with everyone in my life. And by letting go of that resentment, it has changed my life. And through reading these books, I've found my life purpose. Like I've come to understand, like, wow, I really love this stuff. I'm really passionate about reading these books. I could do it all day. I could do it for the rest of my life, right? And so I really feel passionate about this because these books have helped me tremendously in my life. And so I want to share the knowledge that I've learned and share my takeaways and how it affected my life and impacted my life and how I chose to show up differently for myself and for others in the now and be a more unconditional, loving human being. And when you decide to unconditionally love yourself and to let go of resentments and to work on your mindset and letting go of fear-based thoughts and anxiety and all that type of stuff, you begin to shift the vibrational energy with the people in your life. And I have better connections than I've ever had in my life because I've allowed unconditional love into my life. I've let go of those things. I forgave the people who I needed to forgive, because I was holding a resentment. And when you hold on resentment, it just eats at you. It's like you're holding on to hate. You're holding on to something that doesn't serve you. If you're still holding on to an old story, if you're still holding on to something that is eating you alive on the inside, question that and decide, do you want this in your current reality still? Do you want to hold on to that old story for the rest of your life? Or do you want to just forgive that person for their unconsciousness because they know not what they do? And for me, sometimes I had someone who passed away and I like to talk out loud to them. Like, I didn't understand why you did those things that you did when you were alive. And I realized that he was unconscious to the things that he was doing because he was doing the best that he could with the consciousness that he had at the time. And so I allowed myself to talk through it with him, and it was amazing. Like, he's dead. It was his energy and it was his love for me, because when you die, it's like pure unconditional love is how I see, like, it's like heaven. It's like, but what we can tap into while we're on here is unconditional love. And when we're embodying that, we're living heaven on earth. And so when you kind of have these conversations, whether it be in the 3D or it be in the 5D, or, they've passed on, you're having these conversations with them, it helps you move through that resentment. And it really did for me. So if you're struggling with that, I recommend that you have a conversation with them out loud to yourself. And I know it sounds really weird, right? But I'm sobbing and crying during these conversations with like the people that I can't talk to, and I need to say these things that I can't say, or just the things that they did that I didn't align with, that felt like unconscious moments to me. And I've really taken accountability for a lot of my unconsciousness, and I in the 3D, which is a lot harder. It takes like some balls to apologize for the things that you've done in an unconscious state. But I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because I can admit when I am wrong. I can admit when I did things that didn't align with who I am at my core, which is unconditional love, right? But I forgive people, and I know that they're just doing the best that they can with the consciousness that they have at this current moment in time. A major requirement into stepping into your new reality that you want is the willingness to let go of the attachment to your current experience. Our comfort zone often keeps us stuck in old ways of being. So you're going to have to start stepping into the mindset of an abundant being, into the mindset of your higher self, of what you would be doing as your higher self, that version that you want to live in each and every day. Start writing down the actions you would be taking and start doing those things that you would be doing in the life that you want to be living. And letting go of the attachments, of the stories of these people did this thing to me, and I'm a victim of my reality, and I'm stuck in the past, because I was that, and I can say that because I was that, and that's embarrassing, but it's true. And I feel like a lot of people, like, I would have gotten offended if people were like, "Oh, you're a victim. You're in your victim mindset." I'm meaning, like yeah, I'm a survivor. I am gonna give up. But it's when you realize, like I would have been pissed off if someone said that to me, but it's the more that you become aware of your habits, your mindsets, and your life, and what you're doing with it, and the easier it gets to see. And I'm really proud of myself for getting out of that state, and I just want to help people get out of that state to live a life that's meaningful and full of fun and joy and play, and not just wanting to not be here each and every day like I felt for years of my life. I just didn't want to be here. And I felt like I wasted so much time, but I know that it was all happening for me and for my highest good. And it's amazing now. I feel so much better, and I'm living heaven on earth now, and there's nothing better than that, right? I'm living unconditional love, doing my best to embody Christ consciousness, and I'm sharing my knowledge with y'all. So I hope that you guys are liking this. David Hawkins talks about a small self and then the big self, right? The higher self. And I equate the small self to the ego. And it says that the ego enjoys an impoverished life and all the negativity that goes with it. Feeling unworthy, feeling invalidated, judging others and ourselves, being inflated, always winning and being right, grieving the past, fearing the future, nursing our wounds, craving assurance, and seeking love instead of giving it. And one thing that I remember when reading this, it was like, what are the payoffs? What are the payoffs that you are getting for living in that victim mentality, or for living in your ego? Are you getting more attention? Are you getting people feeling sorry for you? Like, I know that can sound a little harsh. That can sound harsh, but it's true. Like, there are some type of payoffs that you are getting from that. For me, I guess one of my payoffs and staying stuck in that victim mentality and, everyone's out to get me, was that I could just lock myself away. I was just scared. I was scared to be authentically me. And so one of my payoffs was basically being dead. Being dead already by just not existing in the world, which is, it was a payoff. And it was something that kept me comfortable and stuck in that. And I felt frozen in time, in a place that I didn't want to be. And it was a way to keep myself dead by not existing in the world. And that was my payoff. because I was in my comfort zone. I mean, there was other payoffs, but I would say that was kind of one that I could share. It's when you realize, like, okay, these are the payoffs that I'm getting for living like this. But is this life, do I want to hide away for the rest of my life? Do I just want to lock myself away and throw away the key and be dead? Like, no, really no. That wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't. I wanted to live a life that felt authentic and fulfilling to me and felt empowering. That's what I wanted. And so by living that and realizing that that was what my payoff was, I was afraid to live the life that I did want. And I thought it was easier to lock myself away, so I did that, right? But by realizing what I did want, I started taking the action steps to what I did want. And I started embodying that higher version of me instead of staying stuck in my small self, in my ego. Are we willing to imagine a new life for ourselves, characterized by effortless success, freedom from resentment, gratitude for all that's happened to us, inspiration, love, joy, win-win resolutions, happiness, and creative expression? And the biggest hurdle around our happiness is feeling unworthy, feeling like, oh, well, it can happen for others, but it can't happen to me. Like, why not? Why couldn't it happen for you? What are you afraid of? Why don't you feel worthy of this? Why don't you feel deserving of this? Happiness is our birthright. Joy is our birthright. And being grateful for all that has happened to you. I've been through some shit. And I can fully say, with just so much happiness, that I am truly grateful for everything that ever happened to me, even the most horrific shit, because it allowed me to this level of consciousness. And I feel that we do have to go through some suffering in order to reach a higher level of consciousness. And all of that was happening for me. It was all happening for my highest good, for my highest self. And it was, how I like to see it is that it was something that I agreed to on a soul level, a soul contract to experience, so that for my highest good, so that I could grow, so that I could step into a higher level of consciousness, so that I could help people and share this information with the world to help empower other people to that power within them. Often when we come into a higher level of consciousness, it's because a spiritual teacher or a guide sparked it within us, and we gained the awareness. And for me, it was the power of now, Eckhart Tolle. It gave me the awareness of this self. The self of the teacher and that of the student are one of the same. And that's why one of the greatest lessons is that the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's all within all of us. We are all one. And that is so amazing. It's so cool, man. I just love talking about this stuff. We are all connected at the energetic level, and a higher vibration such as love has a powerful effect on a lower vibration such as fear. So when you are embodying unconditional love, that can help other people overcome their fear. And later in the book, it talks about how he was working with patients. David was working with patients, and because of his vibrational frequency, when they would come into the appointment, they would feel great, right? But when they got away from him and his vibrational energy, they started to not feel that well. It's amazing to see how your vibration can help impact other people's when you're vibrating at a frequency of unconditional love. It can help them dissolve their fear, their anxiety, and it's truly amazing. I think with the lesson with that, though, is it's important to learn how to vibrationally align with that higher frequency for yourself and not depend on somebody else to help you with your frequency. Rather, depending on the power within you, taking what you've learned and staying aligned at that high vibrational frequency, because you don't need any external thing to help you in that sense. Like you wouldn't need to consistently see your therapist once you've come into this higher level of consciousness and understanding and know the power within you, and to listening to your authentic path and your authentic truth and self. And these higher states of consciousness are available to us at any time. Anytime we can tap into joy, unconditional love, freedom, and bliss. Anytime. And who wouldn't want to feel good all the time, right? And the more that I've studied this, the more that I've realized that it is a choice. It's a choice. It's like the less that we can allow external things to negatively impact our vibration, the more that we can stay at a high vibration. We choose to be in a state of unconditional love. The mechanism of surrender applies to the entire inner journey. So from letting go of childhood resentments to the final surrender of the ego itself, it's important to acknowledge that we have negative feelings due to the consequence of the human condition, and to be willing to look at them without judgment. Knowing that when negative things come up, that it is part of the human experience, right? There are going to be times when negative feelings come up, and you can sit in them for as long as you want to and allow yourself to purge, to work through it. Why am I feeling this way? And the more awareness that you have, begin to ask why. The more that you ask why, okay, why? Like, why am I feeling this way? Oh, because that thing happened. Well, why am I allowing that to negatively impact my vibration? Oh, because it feels very big to me right now. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and feel into my heart and feel this and allow myself to feel it. Or I'm going to go do something that bring me joy and see if I still feel it, right? Try and shift my vibration. But it's important to feel into those emotions, and you're going to need to stick with them as long as you need to in order to transmute them and work through them. But it's important to know that these negative feelings are a part of the human condition. And so to show yourself grace, show other people grace, and know that they're doing the best that they can with the consciousness that they have at this current moment in time. Only when we can acknowledge the negativity that we've inherited from the human condition will we have the possibility to surrender and be free of it. We simply need to be willing to acknowledge and accept that part of our human experience. By accepting it, we can transcend it. We're not meant to be miserable. This state of inner freedom and unalloyed happiness is our birthright. It's our birthright. Like, remember how when we were born and we were young, I guess it depends on your life circumstances, but there was a moment when everything was pure joy, at least when you were a baby, everything was like, oh, this is amazing. What's going on? Like you had no idea, but you were happy. And for me, growing up, there was this freedom, there was this fun, there was this play, and it was just there was no worrying, there was no nothing. Like, it just was. It just was. As children, like, we want to grow up fast, and then we get to be an adult and we're like, oh, what the was what was this? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what life is like as an adult. Oh my God. But I realized that it was my perception of that, and living a life that's aligned to you. If you're living the life of the conditioned of society, you're not going to be happy. Like, you really have to get honest with yourself of what makes you happy. What do you want to do here? What lights you up, what excites you, and start figuring out how to make that your purpose. Living your passion as your purpose, turning pain into purpose. It's just like, wow, like, these things really light me up. And sharing my knowledge with the world really helps me feel fulfilled, because I know how much this stuff has helped me. We learn that the answers to the problems we face is within us. It's always within us. And a lot of the times we go outside of ourselves to find the answers to this problem, like, hey, I don't know what to do in this situation, can you help me? And it's not wrong to ask for help and stuff like that, but if you're going against your own intuition of what you think is best for you, you might want to reconsider that, because you have all the answers within you. You have all the answers within you. Like, if I could, that's the main thing, right? That's what all these spiritual teachers teach, is the kingdom of heaven is within you. The power is within you. It's all within you. So listen, tune into the portal of your heart and trust yourself. Trust your own advice above everybody else, because you know what's best for you at the end of the day. By letting go of the inner blocks to it, the truth of our inner self shines forth, and the path to peace is revealed. I have witnessed this, I have lived this, and I can say, when I started living my life authentically and doing what feels right for me and listening to the power within me, that's when my life was like, oh my God, I'm living heaven on earth. I don't know why I'm singing, but I'm so happy. Like, that's what I just, if I could just, so just listen to the power within you. Listen to your voice within you. And I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. Be the change that you want to see. That was Gandhi. And I've really implemented this into my life in a multitude of ways. And I like to be the change that I want to see in the world, right? Forgiveness, unconditional love. Like, yeah, man, like I'm so excited, Because we are all part of the whole. When we heal something in ourselves, we heal it for the world. Each individual consciousness is connected to the collective consciousness at the energetic level. Therefore, personal healing emerges collective healing. So when you are healing yourself, when you're working on yourself, when you're listening to that power within you, to the voice within you, to the authentic version of you, what excites you the most, you are healing the world. Like, you are healing yourself, therefore you're healing the world. Like, how cool is that? Isn't that awesome? So remember that by changing ourselves, we change the world. By stepping into our authentic versions of us, we change the world. We heal the world. Who is David R. Hawkins? Well, he wrote this book, and he is a world-renowned author, psychiatrist, spiritual teacher, and researcher of consciousness. The state of enlightenment is totally complete in its bliss, such that one would never leave it except out of a total surrender of love to God and to one's fellow human beings to share the gift that was given. And so that's what David R. Hawkins has done. He shared his gift of his level of consciousness and understanding these things. He shared it with the world. He wrote about these things. He put himself out there. He put his authentic self out there to share this knowledge with the world. And the more that I read books like this, the more that I can feel the unconditional love just bursting within me. The easier it is for me to let go of things, and the more aligned and the more peace and the more joy I feel each and every day. So these books are very important to me because they've helped me so much in my life, and I am excited to do a chapter by chapter review of my takeaways from this book, and I hope that my review on the foreword, let alone, was beneficial and helpful to you. Comment below what was your biggest takeaway from this video. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff and you're ready to see the next chapter. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. All my love, Ash.